All right, finally I'm ready. I brought all my vessels in the backyard from the garage, and we're going to do a comparison. I've owned these vessels, I don't know, gosh, I guess my first one was that Canoe. I've probably had it for 10 years. And then I got the touring kayak, then I got the inflatable kayak, then I got the inflatable boat, and then I got the Old Town PDL fishing kayak. The Canoe Old Town Guide is basically the new 119 Sportsman. I think it's exactly the same thing, from what I can tell. Best thing about this, it's fast, and I'm talking fast to deploy. I basically grab it out of my garage, I put it in the back of my truck, and I go. Very easy. I think it weighs 60 pounds, something like that. I could put it up on my shoulder. It's not the most comfortable thing, but you could do it for a short distance. It tracks great. It really does, man. It's amazing how well it tracks. It tracks so good. It's easy to paddle. I use that in lakes or ponds with lots of vegetation, because the Old Town, the pedal drive will get all stuck and messed up with the vegetation in the water. This won't. It'll glide right over it. Now the new one, the Sportsman, comes with built-in stuff. Mine didn't, so I added stuff. I added this track, and I added this for a paddle holder to hold my paddle. So there's one here too. Seat, I added a kayak cushion seat. These are here. See, I had to add the track on here too. The new Sportsmans, they're built in, but when I take my fishing kayak, I just take these off and just put it on that. This is absolutely awesome. Yak gadget, I believe, cup holder. I love this. Throw lures in there, whatever. I love it. Tackle web, I added that just to put like pliers, stuff like that. That's where I keep the rods. That's pretty much it. Benefits, cons: easy to deploy, easy, fast. Pull it right out, back of the truck, gone. Easy to put on the water. Cons would be you have to paddle, which isn't awful. It's not awful, really. And since I put that little spot to put the paddle on the side is better, but a lot of times I just put that paddle right across me. And what I'll actually do is, instead of storing it like this when I'm fishing, I'll do this. I'll do it like that, right across. That's how I usually do it, just so it doesn't get away from me, you know. I think the biggest con for a canoe, at least here in Florida, and this is just me, I don't like being that close to the water with alligators. I really don't. I know people will say, oh, they won't bother you. I get it. It's not a good feeling, though, I'm telling you. I've been out there on this canoe, and you're close to the water, and 12-foot alligators swimming 30 yards away. Not the most comfortable feeling, but I love that. I love that canoe. I'm bringing it close to my face because I want to make sure you hear the audio well. I love that canoe. I'll never get rid of that canoe. I'll never sell it. I bought it used from a guy in Orlando, and he threw in a fly rod for me, and I never used a fly rod yet, but I love it. I love that canoe. One other thing, the seat's decent. It does start to bother me after a while. I have lower back issues, and it starts to bother me after a while. It hurts. I need that seat to recline, and I can do that, but it hurts after a while. Next, Jackson touring kayak. This is called the Journey. I believe they still make it. Benefits of this: it's fast. It's super fast. Super fast. So obviously this is for longer distance. I've taken this on rivers. I don't know if I had it out in the ocean. I think I had it in the Gulf once. Mostly rivers though. Swanee River. Fantastic kayak. But this is what gets me, that seat in this right here. It just doesn't have the back support that has. It has plenty of room for camping though. It really does. There's plenty of room to throw tents in there. Same thing up here. There's a huge spot. I mean, you can feel this whole front. Huge. And you could put stuff up here. You could put a rudder on it. It's set up to where you could run a rudder. You don't need one. I'm telling you right now, you don't need one. It's a 14-footer. It's 14 feet. In my opinion, you need a rudder for a 16-foot kayak, touring kayak. You do. It's harder to turn. I had a 16-foot kayak. Sold it to a buddy. I don't remember if that had a rudder on it or not. I think it did. That needs a rudder. That does not need a rudder. That is very nimble. You put your paddle down, I could turn very quickly on that. Almost just as quickly as I can on this canoe, or just as quickly. But I like it. I don't know if I'll keep it. I probably will keep it. I probably will, instead of going through the hassle of selling it. It's just if I'm on that, I've got to get out about at least an hour and a half, 15 minutes to an hour and a half to just stretch, because my lower back is killing me. But if you're going with some buddies and you need to keep pace with people, that's the one. Super fast. One other thing too, it's lightweight. I mean, it is. I don't know how much exactly it weighs. I'm telling you, it doesn't weigh much more than the canoe. It doesn't. It's pretty easy to transport. It's easy to get out of the garage and throw on the back of my truck, or on the rack on my truck. Easy to put back in. So that's what I like. That's what I love about those two. They're very easy to grab and go. All right, now on to the Old Town Sportsman PDL 120. This is my most recent purchase. I love this thing. I absolutely love this thing. Man, that's hot. That sun is hot. If I had to keep just one kayak, it'd be this one. There's no doubt. Benefits. Biggest benefit, obviously, the pedal drive. This thing is absolutely fantastic. Look at this. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. The reason I got the Old Town, you know, the Hobies are good too. I get it. That has instant reverse. You just pedal in reverse. Old Town's or Hobie's comparison would be the Outback. You have to pull a little cable, then it puts it in reverse. I didn't really like that. This is fantastic. The steering. Here's the steering. Look at. There's the rudder. Okay, hold on. I got to go to this side. This is how you deploy the rudder. Whoop, hold on. Okay. Deploy rudder. And then over on this side is how you steer it. See that? That's how you steer it. People talk about upgrading this and how it doesn't. I don't understand what they're talking about. It works totally fine for me. Totally fine. That's fantastic. The one mod I made, Anchor Wizard. This is critical. I don't have the anchor on it, but it's a claw anchor. I believe it's 10 pounds. Comes off of here, drops down. That is absolutely critical. You've got to have an anchor, okay? You've got to have... Oh man, I don't like that. Oh well. You've got to have an anchor. I fish in the Gulf of Mexico. I guess I've had this. Have I had this in the water? I don't know if I've had this in fresh water. I don't think I have. Gulf of Mexico. And when you're fishing the tides, going in or out, you drop that anchor and it keeps you there. It's fantastic. This seat, oh my God, dude. Let me tell you. It's another benefit of this one. I could be out on the water all day long and my lower back does not bother me. All day long. This is the most comfortable seat for a kayak that I've ever sat in my entire life. It is absolutely fantastic. I don't have it connected down here, you see, but it goes in here into these slots, ties down back here. Got a storage compartment here, huge tank well. This is where I put my wallet, keys, firearm. This thing floats. It floats. The Hobie models, their drive system doesn't float. It's kind of a big deal to me. This floats. I put my fishing rod holders up here. Fish finder if I use it. A lot of times in the Gulf I don't even use it because I'm fishing such shallow water. Huge, huge storage up here. Huge. Huge. So you could use this camping too. I mean, you could. Absolutely. Let's see here. These wires go down a little hole right there. There's a built-in spot for my, right there, built-in spot for my transducer. I'm going to take this off. I actually bought a part. It's in the house. You screw it on here and this goes on and it pushes it up more, so it's totally protected. Totally protected. I just bought that the other day. I have to install that. Yeah, PDL 120. Absolutely love this kayak. God, oh man, it's hot. Can't believe how hot this is. I gotta finish this review and get these kayaks in the shade. I put a peel guard on here. Berkeley Pro. I know it's a little ugly, but I put it on there. I really couldn't believe it. Just fishing a couple times, hitting oyster bars, how chewed up that was getting. That's it, man. I don't know what else to say. Oh, as far as transportation, now this one's heavier, man. I'm telling you, this one is heavier than those. Okay. I basically back my truck up to the garage. I pull this out, and my truck is right there. You need a cart for this. If you're gonna be dragging this on the beach, you need a cart. I just have that little cart, which is made for this. Doesn't really work well for this. I need to get a cart for this. But yeah, usually the places I'm fishing, I could pull right up to the water and just pull that out and drag it on the sand for a little bit. No big deal. But it's heavy. When I say heavy, I think it's 80 pounds. Now I added some stuff. It might be 100, but some of those kayaks that Hobie PA14, it's a 150 pound boat. I could take this and put it right on top of my Yakima truck bed rack, and it's great. Love it. All right, the Sea Eagle 420X Explorer. This is the biggest Explorer model they make. Has the drop stitch flooring. This stuff is, that drop stitch flooring is amazing. It really is amazing how they do it. I will never get rid of this kayak. It's super light, super easy to transport. The seats are comfortable. I have this. I could put a trolling motor on it, which works great. I took this up the Rainbow River in Florida. I think I had it on the Santa Fe River. I think I had it on Manatee State Park, Manatee Springs, Swanee River, I believe. I've loaded this thing down with gear. I launched this at St. George Island and paddled across this little bay area with all my gear in it, and I camped on the island, primitive camped on the island, and it was fantastic. It has a little skeg here that you put on the bottom. It paddles surprisingly well for an inflatable kayak. It tracks pretty well. It really does. I will never get rid of this kayak. I will never get rid of this kayak. I absolutely love it. If you are short on room, or you camp a lot and you're short on room and you need to take something that'll fold up into your camper, check out one of these. They're absolutely fantastic. Great for springs, great for Florida springs, because this is comfortable, you know, getting on and off. It's not hard metal or plastic. Very, you know, it's comfortable. I love it. Cons, I don't know. It's just not going to be as fast as those. It's not. You have to inflate it versus not inflate it. Those are the cons. Very minor. I mean, really, if you're going to own small vessels, you should have one of these. Even if you have one of those, you should have one of these too. You should. Could fit my whole family on it. It says 3 people or 855 pounds. We've had 4 people in it. Wakulla River. I've had it in the Wakulla River. Love it. I don't know what else to say about that one. Let's move on to the last one, my inflatable boat. All right, here we are, my inflatable boat. This is the 12-foot Saturn heavy-duty fishing boat. I bought this off of boatstogo.com. I love it. This thing right here is fantastic for Florida springs. Absolutely fantastic. It's soft. You can get in and out easy. A lot of times I don't even put these on it, the benches. I hardly ever sit on them. I sit on the tube. I have ordered a frame that goes on the bottom that you could attach a pedestal and then put like a boat seat on it. That's coming. That's in the mail. And I ordered a inflatable floor, like on the kayak, drop stitch floor. I ordered an inflatable floor for this, which will reduce it by 35 pounds, the weight, and will increase the setup time, or decrease the setup time big time. It will. I bought the 20 horsepower Tohatsu for it. This is just no electric, nothing, okay? Because I wanted it to be as light as possible. That is 95 pounds. When I was looking at 20 horsepower engines, I couldn't find, there may be one out there, but from what I looked at, there's not a 20 horsepower outboard engine that's lighter than that. I've gotten it up to max 19 miles an hour. I could have gone faster too. I could have, but 19 miles an hour on Lake Talquin. This is good for springs and of course distance. You know, when we go on springs, we do some distance. I'm talking miles, 4 miles. I had just an electric engine on it before, like a 45 thrust, something like that. On the Wikiwachi, it wasn't good enough. With the current, it was not good enough. But that 20 horsepower will do it. I've got a trolling motor up front. I haven't even used this trolling motor yet. I think that's going to be great. You know, get to my fishing spot, then come up here, and I use that to make slight adjustments. I think that'll work great. So I think the boat weighs about, I don't know, 140 pounds, and then the floor is like another 35 or 40. So that's one of the negatives. One of the cons, you can make some distance on this thing. You really can. You could bring people. You could bring a lot of weight, a lot of capacity. You could fish on it. I got these mounts there for fishing rod holders. So you could really make some distance. That's one of the benefits. It's pretty strong. It is. The downside is setup time. I'm gonna post it on my YouTube channel. To inflate that, it took me what, 16 minutes, I think. That didn't include bringing the engine out and then putting that on. Add another 5 to 8 minutes for that. I roll that up and I put it in the bed of my truck. It takes some energy. It does. It takes some energy to put that in the bed of my truck. That's the downside. You're going to spend some energy getting this set up to go for the day. This is not something that's really great for wanting to fish every single weekend. I wouldn't want to inflate and deflate that many times. All right, back to this. My GoPro keeps overheating on me. So yeah, there's the engine. These wheels I actually ordered from strikerboats.com. They're a company that makes inflatables in Canada. It came with this, so I had to install the bracket. I just like these wheels. They're nice and stout, and you have to have the wheels. Don't even get the boat if you're not going to get the wheels. You have to get the wheels. You can pick that up and pull it. Okay, I've done it. It's not the easiest thing, but you can do it. I set it up at the boat ramp, and then I walk it down to the boat ramp. But like I said, it takes some energy. Okay. What else? I don't know what else to say about this. I've used the oars. When we went up the Wikiwachi, the battery eventually died, which I figured it would, but I was planning on having the current take me back, but the current switched. So I rode that maybe, I don't know, 2 to 3 miles. It works. It was a workout, but it works. So that's the thing about that. It has more capability, definitely more capability, but you're going to have to earn it. You're going to expend some energy setting it up. But that's why I got that inflatable floor. That'll help. That'll help a lot. Even though when I set up when I put it together today, it was easy. It was way easier than I remember being in my mind. The aluminum floors went right in. I guess that's it. I don't know what else to say. I don't plan on selling any of them. I love all of them. If I was going to sell one, it would be that touring kayak, just because it hurts my back when I'm in it. But I don't think I'm going to sell it. As soon as I sell that thing, I'll want to use a touring kayak. So I don't think I'm going to sell it. But you could camp in all of these. All of them. Okay? Which is important to me. I can't think of anything else. I'm sure I forgot something. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Leave a comment. Like it. It's like 110 degrees here in Florida. I brought all this stuff out. Just do me a favor, man. Hit the like button, okay? Okay? Subscribe. subscribe. I'm going to be taking these out more, especially the inflatable. I really want to start using the inflatable more, and of course the Old Town when it starts cooling down. I mean, I bought that in January of 2023. I've used that more than any of them probably, and that's the one I have the least amount of time. I've owned it for the least amount of time. But man, redfish, trout, I'll get them in that kayak. I'll get them. That's about it, man. I'm gonna sign off here, start putting all this stuff away, and that's it. Thanks for watching.